But what I want to give you a training on today is quite possibly the most important understanding in your business. If you want scale, if you want duplication, if you want to win big. And I got this phrase from Cindy McKnight. And Cindy, if you don't know her background, in her previous business, she grew an organization to 25,000 people. All right, who here would love even a fraction of that? And the way that she did that is she knew what the focus really was in this business. You see, when I got started in my business, I thought you had to look a certain way, talk a certain way, be a certain way. I thought you had to be an influencer. I thought you had to be this leader, this charismatic person, this great speaker, all these, and all those are great to have, which I think are great goals to have. But basically, I thought you had to be a rock star. And because I thought that way, I thought only some could do well and others couldn't. Well, in the world, that might be the case. In certain professions, that might be the case. But actually, if you want to know the secret of partnership marketing, the secret is what the average person can do. Put that in the comments. Average. You got to always think, what's the newest person able to do? What are they capable of achieving? Because if the average person cannot find success in business, then your business will topple. It'll implode from the bottom up. So she submitted this idea called Rockstar versus a system. And I want to numerically give it to you. This will be a version 2.0, specifically talking about how every week we talk about success is 1, 2, 3. Plug into the BOC call, do 2 posts a day, AM on lifestyle, PM, do your drops post with engagement sandwich. And then number 3, aim to enroll 2 personal customers on the drops or whatever product. And then also enroll 1 activated brand partner at 200 points. You do this by exposing enough people to your product and to your business. What if I were to tell you that just by doing 2 and 1, 3 enrollments a week, and then duplicating that into your team, what if I were to tell you that in 8 weeks, you can actually get to a $10,000 month? What if I were to tell you in 10 weeks, you can actually win trips like Punta Cana, Dominican Republic? What if I were to tell you in 90 days, you could get to $20,000 a month? Put me in the comments if that sounds exciting for you and it actually works. But I know you might hear it, but seeing is believing. So I want to do today is I want to draw for him to do this well. Let me know if you can see the screen okay. Put me in the comments below if you can. And I think I made it so that people cannot actually comment on this. All right. So let's talk about this Rockstar versus system. So first, I'm going to give an example here of what this can look like. Okay. Can you see that okay? I think so. So let's say the Rockstar comes in, and let's just say there's 4 weeks in a month. I'm going to go high level, and then we're going to go deep into this. And let's say the Rockstar, who's a Rockstar? First week, they come in and they enroll 10 customers and 4 partners. Would you guys agree that's pretty Rockstar? Like that's a lot of 14 enrollments in 1 week. Not everyone could do that. But let's say the Rockstar just crushing it. Let's say week 2, the Rockstar does 10 customers, and let's say they do like 3 brand partner enrollments. Still amazing. They got a network, they got influence. You know, everyone they talk to just says yes. And let's say the 3rd week, the thing about the Rockstar is they will slow down because we only know so many people. We only have so much time. So let's say the 3rd week, they do 7 customers and they're able to do 1 brand partner. And then the 4th week, they're kind of gassing out a little bit. They're still producing. But let's say the 3rd week, they still get 3 customers and they're able to get 2 partners like this. So in the course of 1 month, the Rockstar did 30 drops. Let's just say these are the SlenderX drops. And they did 10 brand partners. Guys, who here would agree? If you did that in 1 month, that's pretty good in your business. Like that's awesome. Now let's take a look at the system. And the key in the system is every week you're personally sponsoring 2 customers and 1 partner. And then you're also helping that partner do 2 and 1 as well too. You're plugging them in. You're making sure they launch their post. You're making sure they're doing the 1, 2, 3. They're going through the boards. And let's say in week 1, you start with 2 customers and 1 brand partner. If you just looked week 1 to 1, Rockstar is winning at this moment. Well, week 2, this is when it starts to get exciting. Week 2, let's say you do 4 customers in total in your organization, and then do 2 brand partners. Week 3 will be 8 customers and 4 partners. And week 4, 16 customers and 8 partners. In 4 weeks' time, what happened is in total, you had 30 drops sold, just like the Rockstar, but you also had 15 brand partner enrollments. Guys, do you see how already in just 1 month, the system that's just plugging away the average person, duplicating and doing their thing, has already outpaced what the Rockstar does? Put a yes in the comments if you see how that works. Let's go 1 more month. Let's go 1 more month. This is when it gets really fun. Because first month, it's like, all right, you're kind of like evened out. Let's say in the second month, in week 5, week 6, week 7, and week 8, the Rockstar keeps on this pace. Somehow they're just running it. And let's say the Rockstar does 8 customers and 3 partners the first week there. And let's say they do 8 customers and then they do 2 partners over there. And let's say they do 10 customers and then they do, let's say, 2 more partners over there. And then let's say they did 4 partners and now they have 3 here. Okay. They're still doing the same pace. You see, the Rockstar will have a linear growth. They can only do so much, so they're doing an extra 10 brand partners and an extra 30 drops. But watch how the system works. The system person continues to duplicate. 32 customers, 16 partners. 64 customers, 32 partners. 128 customers, 64 partners. You have 256 customers and you have 128 partners. If you do the math on this, it gets kind of nuts. I believe it's somewhere around 480 drops and something like 240 brand partners. Guys, in just 2 months, do you see how the system person just duplicates and is crushing it like crazy? This is the average person. This is you and me. Or maybe you're the Rockstar, which is great, but imagine you also plug in the system. Let's say you can do this, but then you leverage your people to do the system as well too. That's why you want to do and build a system-specific business rather than a leader-specific business, as Dana Harper says. Does this make sense? Put something in the chat if it does. So that's what we want to clarify with us. Now, let me go through some math on this, and this is, we're going to have some fun. Let me go through the example of how much you'll earn if you're the system and you're just doing 2 and 1 every single week. Now, the first thing is we're going to go under assumption that you're at ultimate and you're at gold status. Okay, this is our goal number 1. If you're not ultimate, be sure to get there. The way to get there, one way, is get 1,500 PV in your first 4 Fridays, whether you personally buy it or sell it to customers. Why do you want to get here? When you're ultimate in gold, one thing that you get is you get what's called new volume bonus. New volume bonus, you get 30% for life. Any single customer or partner you personally sponsor, you make 30% of the point value that they buy for life. Okay. So we want to make sure that you're here so you maximize your earnings. So we're going to come under the assumption of this. Every week you're getting 2 drops customers, and every week you're doing 1 brand partner, and this brand partner is going to get 200 PV. The drops customer, we're also going to have the assumption that the drops customer is subscribing and saving. This is through a link. Now, if you're buying in bulk and reselling, the numbers will be fairly similar, but I'm just using the link one because it's easier to calculate. So let's say the drops customer subscribes and they save 15%. So this customer will get it for 15% off. Their price is $150 for that. These are the assumptions I'm going to go through on these calculations. All right. Got it? I'm going to erase this. Let's go through week by week. So let's say week number 1, we're now talking about the system. Week number 1, you got little OU. And what do? You're getting 2 drops customers. Each of these customers, remember, is 76 PV in the back end of things. You're also personally sponsoring 1 new brand partner. We recommend people to build 2 lines deep. That can get to 10,000 a month. So let's say you have no one here. You have person number 1 and you have brand partner with 200 points. So question is, how much are you earning week 1? Let's do some math. Let's do 1 drops first. 1 drops, you get paid 2 ways. Number 1, you get paid retail. So for retail, how does that work? Well, it's a difference of what the customer bought it versus what you bought it for. So if the customer bought it for 15% off, they are buying it for $150. If you're a brand partner, then you get your brand partner pricing at 30% off. This is $123. So your difference here, you will make $27 retail profit for every single customer that you get on the drops. Not only that, though, what also will happen, let's scroll up a little bit here, is you also earn a second way. When you're sponsoring somebody new, you also earn the new volume bonus. How does that work? You're at Ultimate, you make 30% of the PV. Every single drops customer is 76 PV. What is this equal to? If you do the math, every single customer, you will earn $22.80 on new volume bonus. You get paid twice for the same sale. So in total, how much are you making when you sell 1 set of drops in this scenario? You will make a total, these 2 together, of $49.80. So just under $50 for every single set of drops sold. Not too shabby. Okay? I'm going to erase this, and then I'm going to go to the next portion of this. Okay? So I hope that we got that one there. So week 1, you have yourself, you have 2 customers, drops, and you sponsored the brand partner. You also will make money from this brand partner. You make 30% new volume bonus off of them. 200 times 30% is $60. All right. So now we have this all there. And now we can actually have 2 different ways. Okay. So how does this work? Week 1. How much did you make? You have 2 customers. You have 1 brand partner. Week 1, you earned a total of $159.60. This is called team lead. Okay. So week number 1, if you're still with me, put a 1 in the comments. Okay. And no worries, we have this on replay so you can walk through this. Not too shabby for 1 week's work. Now let's get into week 2. Remember, you have this much now. Week 2. Now it gets exciting. Week 2, you have yourself, and what are you doing? Remember, you're still doing the 2 drops here. Yourself, you're leading from the front. You have your other partner here as well too. Let's say you sponsor a new brand partner because you're still getting a new one. You want to even your lines. So you're putting them on your line 2, your smaller line called your pay line. But this is now where the system duplicates into effect. Your person here also did 2 times 76. They're doing their 2 in 1. And let's say your person also sponsors a new brand partner at 200 points. What happens here? When we actually do the math, from your personal sales towards your customer and your brand partner, you make the exact same as last week because you're still getting the same customers, still getting new partners. You're making 159.60. And what happens is your teammates are starting to make money. And this volume, when you have your teammates make money, it flows up to you actually. So this volume, we have unlimited levels roll up. You have 352 volume, sales volume on your line 1, and then line 2 you're getting paid off of, okay? So take that note there. Who here is grateful for 100% roll up of volume? They could be 1,000 levels deep, it'll roll up 100%. So how much are you making week 2? Well, actually in week 2, you're still making the same check. However, the difference is you now have a carryover volume of 352 on your line 1, and it goes for the next week to get paid out. Let's do some math. Week 1 and week 2, your lifetime earnings, everything you've ever made, is now $319.20. And guess what? You are considered what's called a senior team lead. You're chugging away, you're building your business, you're making money. Who here is excited that you are now making an extra $300 in your first 2 weeks? All right. Let me go into week 3 though. Now you're going to start to see this in action. Week 3, we're just doing 2 and 1. So let me draw out what your existing organization is. Remember, you had these people that started from the last week. You now have 4 people in your team. How awesome is that? It's not just little old you. What happens? You're still doing 152 volume. You're also now helping your people do the same thing. Well, you sponsor a new brand partner. Let's just say you sponsor this person here. They do 200. Let's also say that your people now are duplicating. So you had 152, 2 drops customers, 76 times 2. This person sponsored a new partner at 200. This person over here also did the 2 customers, 100 PV. They sponsor a new partner with 200. And then this person down here does 152 in customers. And then they also sponsor a brand new partner. Guys, are you starting to see how your tree is starting to develop and more sales volume is starting to come through? Okay. So I'm going to erase this here so you can start to see the numbers on this. All right. So week number 3, I'll do the math for you. In your line 1, you had a carryover volume of 352 volume carryover. You had new volume from all the customers and all the partners there that rolled up. You had a new volume where in total, when you add everything up, you actually have a total of 1,056 volume on your line 3 and your line 1. Your line 2, you're going to have a total volume of 352 volume. All right. How does this work? You're now getting paid a couple different ways. Let me show you how that works. Number 1, remember personally, you're still selling 2 drops and 1 partner. So personally, you're already going to make 159.60 cents. However, now that you have team volume, you have 352 on line 1, 1056 on line 2. You make 15% what's called base commissions every week from your smaller line. So in this scenario, you'll actually have made also $52.80 from base commissions. So in total, your week 3 check, if you add these up, is $212.40. Your lifetime earnings, that's your week 1, 2, 3, everything you've ever earned, is $531.60. and you are now a supervisor. Guys, are you starting to see how this is starting to duplicate now? Your efforts are doing more. You're doing the same thing 2 and 1. You're helping your people do the same thing 2 and 1. And now it's starting to duplicate. And now you're starting to pick up all the elements of the compensation plan. If you want to know how base commission works, they deduct the smaller line from both sides. So this is 0. This one, you have line 1, a carryover of 704 to the following week. And then we move. All right. For the rest of this, I'm just going to give you numbers now. But do you guys see how this pattern is developing? You're doing 2 and 1. You're helping your people do 2 and 1, and they're doing 2 and 1. Put me in the comments if you're still with me on that pattern of things. I'm not going to go through all this math, but I will go through what you actually end up making. Okay. Week 4, your paycheck. Well, let me tell you what happens. Week 4, you would have enrolled a good amount of people. Week 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16. Week 4, you would have enrolled in your organization 16 new customers, and you would have had 8 new brand partners in your organization. Your check for this week, with your personal sales, with base commission and everything, you would have made $318 total. You would have had a payline volume of 1,056, and you would have a lifetime earnings of $849.60. Guys, lifetime earnings, payline volume in 1 week, you are now considered a manager. In 4 weeks' time, if you do 2 and 1 and you duplicate it, in 1 month, you can hit manager. Congratulations on that. But wait, it gets more exciting. Okay. Week 5. Week 5, you're now getting all types of business. Week 5, you are getting 32 new customers and 16 new brand partners. You are making this week in total $529.20. Your payline volume, the amount of volume on your smaller line this week, would have been 2,816. Your lifetime earnings would have been $1,000, $378.80. This week, you would hit senior director. And it keeps on going. Let me fly through these next couple weeks here. If you're still with me, but I'm with you. Get the high level on this. Week 6, you're getting a lot of customers now. I'm just going to give you income on these. Week 6, you make $951.60. Your lifetime earnings is $23,3040. Your 1 week payline volume this week was 5,432 on the smaller line. Week 3, you are now a senior vice president. Week 7, I'm just going to go to 8 weeks. Week 7, you make in 1 week, your paycheck is $1,700.96.40. Your lifetime earnings is $4,126.80. Your 1 week payline volume, this gets crazy now, is 10,912. You are now an officer. Guys, you're at the 1,000 plus a week level now. And final 8 weeks, type an 8 in the chat if you're excited for week number 8. Week number 8. Let's give this to you. You would make this week minimum $2,159.60. Your lifetime earnings would have been $6,286.40. Your pay line volume, you're optimized at 13,334, over optimized. And guys, you are now a senior officer. Congratulations, in 8 weeks' time. And by the way, this is minimum paychecks. All we are calculating here is retail sales, new volume bonus, and base commission. I didn't include matching bonus, which you're going to be earning by now. I didn't include savings bonus, which you're going to be earning by now. I didn't include income position bonus, which is at least another $400 by now. Your paycheck is actually probably closer to $3,000 plus that week at this moment. And all you were doing was 2 and 1. You're actually probably going to be closer to $10,000. By week 10, you're going to be making $10,000 in 10 weeks. Is anyone excited by this? Put me in the comments. You're like, oh my gosh, it's just 8 weeks. What can you do in 8 weeks? This is just the system. This is you doing 2 and 1 every single week, and you're just duplicating it out there. Oh, and by the way, if you want to win Punta Cana, if you want to win a trip, if you did this 2 and 1 and you duplicated it, in 10 weeks' time, you have enough payline volume and credits to actually win the trip. If you want to make 10 grand, 20 grand a month, you just do this for around 12 weeks' time. And you're going to be able to be at the 20 grand a month type of level. Guys, all you did, remember, was you were the system. All you did was 2 and 1, and then you duplicated it. This business gets crazy. The compensation plan gets crazy. So what's the overall message here? Master this 1, 2, 3 system. Just focus on your 2 posts a day with engagement sandwich on your drops post. Focus on getting 3 a week, no matter what. And as you continue to do that, you will see how your business will take a life of its own, and it's just going to start to get crazy. All right.